Glad to have you here with us on this Thursday morning. I'm Tim Pham.
And I'm Channing Curtis. Now let's get right to meteorologist Jeremy Legoo. He is in the Outdoor Weather Center this morning, and he's tracking the forecast all morning long. So he has the very latest information on this snow rain mix that we're experiencing right now. Good morning, Jeremy.
Well, good morning. And here on the top of the South Hill, the ground is still grippy, and it is kind of coming down as, I don't know how to explain this. Drizzled, but you can basically see where it's melting from snow into tiny little raindrops. And that's the case downtown as well. You got to go north once again to find this stuff coming down as snow, but even there you're not going to get much. It's not much moisture and not much energy, so it's a rain snow mix. And 35 degrees for us here in Spokane, 33 in Coeur d'Alene, 35 in Deer Park, and 32 in Sandpoint. So really, even as far north as Deer Park, you're watching that melt as it hits the ground, and it's that kind of morning for a lot of us. I know the radar looks ominous, but I'm here to tell you it isn't. Most of this is just kind of falling apart, evaporating, and not really making it to the ground. So for a lot of us, it's kind of a light drizzle as we kick things off this morning. One thing to watch is going to be the temperatures, because if we get a little clearing after this, it'll be a bit slick in a few locations. I'd still watch it over some of those bridges and overpasses early this morning. We got enough to wet the ground, but as you can see, there are still pockets of warm air kind of in here, and what that's doing is melting this and turning it into rain. And a lot of what you even see falling in these locations is coming down as rain, just because it's that kind of warm. But it doesn't last long. By 7, we're done with it. It moves out. We catch a cloudy day before rain returns. That rain returns after dark tonight and sticks around a big way as we move through the day and into tomorrow morning. So it's going to be a wet commute tomorrow morning and a wet night tonight, and we're talking some serious rainfall. I'll walk you through just how much coming up in a bit, but just know after this morning rain-snow mix, we dry out for much of the day.
Well, get ready, everyone, because this is just the beginning as we prepare for extra slippery and wet roads this winter.
Between staffing shortages and losing employees to the vaccine mandate, Washington State Department of Transportation worried about staffing this season.
That's right. So KREM 2's Nicole Hernandez is joining us live this morning, explaining more about what drivers should expect on the roads. Good morning, Nicole.
Good morning, Tim Channing. So right now I am overlooking I-90. You can see I-90 on your right side here. I-90 is WashDOT's main priority when they are plowing our roads, but they're responsible for all of the highways and freeways in our entire eastern Washington area. They told me yesterday that they will not be able to plow as quickly this upcoming winter. So of course that will cause some wet and slushy roads, but the Washington State Department of Transportation, specifically their eastern Washington region specifically, is missing 25% of their ice and snow employees. That's empty positions like plow drivers and mechanics who make the plows usable. They're trying to fill a total of 65 winter-specific positions. 38 of those 65 positions are open after workers left over the vaccine mandate. WashDOT says they won't be able to fill all the positions before winter hits. That means more snow and ice on our roads.
Our plow operators will be faced with, for example, in a large snow event, is whether they leave, let's say, part of I-90 compact snow and ice versus making it bare and wet and going someplace else and doing some plowing operations.
Now, to help, drivers should slow down around plows, allowing them to do their jobs as efficiently as possible. The department is recruiting right now, looking to hire. Plow drivers need to have CDL licenses to be hired, but finding workers to fill the mechanic jobs has been the hardest recently for them. They're already down half of their mechanics as of right now. Without them, there won't be as many plows on the road as there could be. So take a look here. I actually have pulled up the site where you can find these jobs happening. So this is governmentjobs.com. This is a posting for heavy equipment mechanics. There are several other positions open, and you can just apply straight there online on governmentjobs.com. Live in Spokane, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
Well, we are tracking new information about last week's shooting at a Motel 6 in West Spokane that left an ATF agent and a suspect in the hospital.
Now, one of the suspects made his first appearance in federal court. According to court documents, officers found one of the suspects they were searching for after the shooting. The other suspect was booked into Spokane County Jail on Tuesday.
Vincent Petrushkin appeared in federal court yesterday. He was the one who left the scene. Court documents say the undercover ATF agent planned to meet with a man at a Motel 6 for an illegal gun sale last Friday.
Spokane police responded to reports of gunshots and found the man with several wounds. Surveillance videos show two men leaving in a Dodge Charger, including Petrushkin.
When police interviewed Petrushkin, he says he and another man were at the motel for the gun sale, but that person decided to do it alone. Petrushkin's next court appearance is scheduled for next week. 5:06, it is time for your morning rush. More news in less time.
Starting things off, Governor Jay Inslee has chosen State Senator Steve Hobbs to be the next Secretary of State. The governor appointed Hobbs to take over the job being vacated by Republican Ken Wyman, who's taking a job with the Biden administration. The governor says he chose someone who has demonstrated independence. Hobbs is a Democrat who has voted with Republicans on several occasions.
I think it would be horrible to have a Secretary of State that is too ideologically to the far left or far right to fill this position. And so I think the governor was thinking about just all Washingtonians on both sides of the aisle.
Hobbs is Asian American, and he will be the first person of color to serve as Washington's Secretary of State.
North Idaho's legislative boundary changes could impact the Coeur d'Alene tribe. Our news partners at the Coeur d'Alene Press reports tribe officials think changes to boundaries could hurt representation and be vulnerable to legal challenges. A bipartisan commission approved a new map that revised 35 legislative districts last week. The Coeur d'Alene Reservation is currently represented by Districts 3 and 5. The change would make the reservation largely represented by District 2. The tribe's legislative director says the reservation prefers the split as the communities align more with their separate areas.
A beloved tradition that was put on hold during the pandemic is returning to Gonzaga's campus. Tent City is back. Once again, students can camp out in order to be in line for the best seats at Saturday's home game. So students anxiously awaited for a tweet on Wednesday telling them where they can get in line to get their tent number. Once that tweet went out, it was a mad dash across campus to grab one of those coveted tent tickets. Students will start camping out on Friday to secure the best seats when the Zags take on Texas Longhorns on Saturday.
Always a fun tradition. That's your morning rush. More news in less time. Let us know what's happening in your neighborhood by using the hashtag #UpWithKREM on social media.
And we're coming up after the break, taking you outside and talking rain in the forecast. We've got a lot of it in the days to come. I'll let you know what that means for everything from our drought to the roads, as there's a potential for a little snow.
We're going back in time as part of Boomtown Week here on KREM 2.
That we said as we went through the Browns Edition Historic District process was sometimes those big mansions from the 1890s or early 1900s that were broken up as early as the 1920s or 1930s, those are some of the most affordable housing units that we have in Spokane. And so by doing something like a district protection, we're actually protecting affordable housing.
Coming up, I'm taking a look at the impact historic homes are having on housing in our area.